Hi, this is David with the Discount Dragon again, and we are talking today about artistic technique and style and inspiration, how you get from the starting point to a finished product. And I'd just like to point out some general stuff and just pass it along to you. One of the quotations that kind of sticks in my mind, I believe it was from Michelangelo, who was asked how he had created a marble sculpture, and he essentially just said, the sculpture was always there, I just cleared away the little pieces around it. Which is great if you're that sort of artist. Some people, whether they're artists or like Michelangelo, can picture the finished work in such intricate and exquisite detail that it is just manifesting it from there. You know where you're going, you can see it in your mind, and you just have to do it. Another example of that sort of thinking, that sort of mental process, would be Nikola Tesla. Nikola Tesla could imagine a concept down to the finest detail, like when he was constructing turbines for a hydroelectric dam. And then once he had it in his brain, he had it. And it was just a matter of taking it and making it a reality. My process, personally, is nothing like that. They had the finished image imprinted on their consciousness, and they knew exactly what they wanted to create. My artistic process is more like if you took an octopus and dropped it out of an airplane and it was aiming at a target way down on the ground, little tiny spot of water, and just like waving its tentacles around, trying to slowly move its way towards that target. And you could kind of see it, but his wind's whipping in its octopus eyes, and it's just flailing around until eventually it either hits the ground or it hits its little pool of water. However, over time, I can, through trial and error, create stuff like this. This is my troll skull. This is the common bridge troll. Turned out pretty good, but it was a lot of finicky trial and effort, and just like working on something, fixing it, working on something, fixing it. And that's why I don't work in marble. I work in stuff like Fimo. I work in polymer clays, forgiving materials that allow you a lot of leeway. You can bake it, and then you can chop it, you can saw it, you can add more pieces on, you can do all kinds of stuff with it. It's very, very forgiving, and you can make a lot of fine corrections along the way. So, one of the things I have done in the past is I've used cardboard forms to create the underlying structure. This doesn't look like much. Could be a lot of things. In my mind, what it's going to be is a skull of a werewolf. It has a long way to go between cardboard floppiness and a completed werewolf skull. However, if you look at, say, this guy here, this guy is a lot further along. He also started out as cardboard. On the bottom, you can see lots and lots of little bits of laminated poster board. And that's what's underneath all of these pieces here. And it just gave me the general shape to start from. That's one of the processes I use. It's not a great process, but it gets the job done. And ultimately, that's the lesson. Whether you're creating something that you have a good idea about or not, it's just forward progress. It's the people that give up that don't create something. So you don't have to be a Rembrandt or a Picasso or somebody like that to achieve your results. You just have to keep going. This guy, I made like 3 or 4 different versions of him before I got this, and I make another version after this. So it's an ongoing process, and it can be a lot of fun. Just don't beat yourself up if you're not thinking the way that Michelangelo does, because most people don't have that sort of brain. We operate in different ways, and if you accept whatever your own personal process is, you can achieve results. So that's just a little bit of a pep talk, and on to your art. Have fun.